You're listening to the Empowered Divorce Podcast, where you practice being the chooser in your life again, one day at a time. Thanks for joining me. Hello, my amazing, beautiful listeners. How are you? Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to mention again that the next free live support session is November 7th. We did not have one this month in October. So if you were looking for that recording, you will not see it. I was in the jungle for Brain Spotting Intensive, which cannot wait to share some of the things that I learned with you about that later. If you are registered for that already, you will get a reminder. If you are not registered, then go to the link in the show notes for amiewoolsey.com, go to the Q&A, register, and you'll get all of the reminders. You'll know when they're coming. You'll get the link for that so that you don't miss it. This is free. It's a resource that I wanted to offer for those of you who can't meet with me regularly or one-on-one, those that just want face-to-face time, want to feel support from others, have questions, and really just need to be seen and heard. I've got you. So be sure to sign up for that. I also wanted to mention that the Believing in You membership for the afternoon is accepting new applications. It's Wednesdays, 12 o'clock Mountain Time. If you want the most bang for your buck in getting support, getting help, then this membership is the way to go. So much coaching, so much FaceTime, many, many opportunities to take your healing up to that next level. Again, go to the link in the show notes or my website for more information on the Believing in You membership. Okay, today's question. How many of you have asked yourself this question? Will I ever feel normal again? Maybe you said that just this morning. Have you ever wondered if you will ever stop crying, if you will ever stop feeling all of the crazy, or if things will ever calm down? I remember wondering what a treat it would be to just have a normal day, to just have a day that was drama-free. As you know, I cleaned a lot of houses. It was my job. I had a cleaning company, and I would go into homes and I would see normal. I would watch normal happen in that home, and it would bring so much grief to see the contrast of this family and this couple and this home and the normalcy of it. And why did I not get that? Why did I not feel that? There was a chunk of time in my life where every day I was wondering when that shoe was going to drop. What was it going to be like? And so that dream, that imagination of drama-free and having normal seemed so out of reach. It seemed so impossible. It seemed as if everybody else was going to have that but me. Everybody else deserved it but me. I remember at a certain point, I started to blame myself, my brain was such a jerk. It pulled up all kinds of evidence in my past as to why I didn't deserve normal. Many of you might be having some of those little breaks from drama a little more often than not. Maybe you get the crazy in chunks, like things are okay, and then bam, you have a week of hell that leaves you in the fetal position, biting your nails and holding on to chunks of your hair because it's just falling out again. I mean, not that I know what that's like or anything. Oh my gosh, how relatable it is in this statement for many of you, I would imagine. Will I ever feel normal again? My answer might throw you off a bit. Because really, for most of you who are in this position of walking through or just getting a life-saving divorce, your life wasn't normal before. Your marriage was not, quote, normal. You were led to believe it was. There may have been times where things felt really, really, quote, normal, but nothing was normal about you believing it was. And the reality, your partner was living a completely different life. They were hiding things. They were lying. They were deceiving, manipulating, gaslighting. Nothing is normal about that. And each and every one of you at some point knew it. Your body knew it. And look, I know, I hear you. I hear those of you saying, no, but Amie, really, I had no idea. your body did. You just had been taught to not listen to it, or you did, and then you were told another lie and dismissed it. I didn't want to believe that he was capable of such things that my body sensed or my intuition sensed. No way. So, of course, when he told me that he was just helping a woman who cleaned his office and being a good Christian and serving and giving, of course, I chose to believe that over what my sense, my intuition, my body was really telling me. It was why I was asking a ton of questions about the situation. Something felt effing off. So, no shame or blame for myself anymore. But my body freaking knew. I was led to believe that my body was wrong, and that felt safer. It's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that he was just being a good Christian man. I didn't want to hear the other because the other meant so much destruction and pain and suffering. Many of you were never taught to listen to your bodies, never taught to trust your bodies. Many of you were taught that your body isn't even yours. Your body telling you something is off, it makes sense for many of you why you wouldn't believe it. Even religious beliefs can screw with this too, right? I believe that marriage was just supposed to be this hard, that I just had to keep trying to pray more, be more righteous, or love, just love better, love more. And all of these sentiments that others would even give, therapists even would suggest, which again, in a truly quote normal situation would probably have moved the needle. But when you have someone who is not being honest, true, authentic, and real, literally messing with your reality, no, these things, these sentiments are not helpful. They're harmful. Talk about emotional whiplash, right? You lived in survival mode where chaos became the everyday normal. Your baseline for normal was skewed by manipulation, betrayal, and constant state of hypervigilance. So asking when you'll feel, quote, normal again is really about creating a new, healthier normal, a life where peace isn't the exception, but the standard. How many of you believe that what you were experiencing in your relationship was normal, that it's supposed to be this hard, grueling, and complicated? And maybe if you just learned how to communicate better. Yeah. Well, all the effing communication boxes with the strips of paper in it where we put our frustrations in, and we had the jars of positive affirmations. Yeah, that didn't work out, Miss Couples Therapist. It didn't work. They didn't work because something far deeper was pulling you away from real normal, tugging you down so slowly, so subtly that you didn't even notice the descent. That gutter normal where there was so much unhealthy, so much abuse, so much destruction. That's what felt normal. And so as you climb your way out of that, and some of you clawing your way out of that gutter, you're going to need to first accept that what you lived was not normal. Did it feel so? At times, even? Yes. Normal is being able to be safe in your own skin, being able to trust freely, having choice completely over your life, over your body, and in your relationship without fear and without reality being all twisted up. We learn to normalize that kind of discomfort, that gutter, quote, normal. When you are so used to the heightened state of survival, your body and mind have adapted to that dysfunction as a form of, quote, normalcy. And when you have also experienced some of these dysfunctions in childhood, all the more reason to feel as if this is normal. Now, please, let's all welcome an incredible amount of self-compassion and grace to this conversation. No self-judgment parts right now. All of those parts need to take a seat. You want to be able to see this clearly in this space of acceptance without judgment, shame, or blame so that you don't repeat the pattern. It's interesting because when you do start to have these moments of calm and normal, when you haven't lived there before, when this hasn't been your baseline, it's going to feel almost as if something is wrong. How many of you, and I say this with zero judgment because I have been here, how many of you find yourself almost looking for the drama, looking for the chaos, sometimes creating it because it feels weird not to have it? It feels abnormal not to live in it. There's this strange void where chaos used to live. And even though things are calm, part of you is on edge, just waiting for the next shoe to drop. Maybe a week goes by, maybe two. When nothing happens, you start wondering, when is it coming? Right? You find yourself going maybe into some hypervigilance, looking for it. I remember creating it because what am I? Who am I? What is life without it? Then when the shoe finally does drop, part of you is like, aha, see, I knew it. I knew something would happen. See, there it is. There is a sense of like a hit, right? There's this moment where it's like a dopamine hit, a rush of familiarity that reinforces the gutter normal that you lived in for so long. Because this calm, this peace, this quote, new normal, your body and brain don't even know what to freaking do with it. So it feels foreign, feels unnatural. And you've become wired to expect chaos, to be on high alert. When I blocked him from messages at one point, I found myself looking at my phone almost anxiously as if there was this muscle memory created, right? Constantly looking at my phone. I know I blocked him, but muscle memory, right? This part of me was still picking up my phone and looking and checking and seeing maybe he messaged. Why hasn't he messaged? Shouldn't he message? What if he has and I just can't see it? What if I need to see it? What if I'm missing something? What if I'm missing something really important? I wasn't. It just felt weird to not see the messages, to see the chaos, to experience the abuse. Those of you who are relating to this, you're probably wondering, okay, I relate, but why the freak does this happen? Right? I'll give a little bit of the psychology, physiological part of this, but the body has been on guard constantly. And now that the body is no longer, we're finding more and more moments where it's not in that heightened state, that fight, flight, freeze, that constant chaos, where it's no longer in that space of threat. The parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest, is kicking in. This can feel disorienting because the body is adjusting to not having to be in defense mode all the time. It doesn't know rest and digest. We learned to normalize discomfort and destructiveness. It was comfortable there. It was predictable. The abuse and the chaos can become predictable, hence the cycle of abuse. When you've lived in that cycle for so long, many of you, decades, it becomes predictable, it becomes comfortable. And calm will send a false signal that something is off. Why are we calm? What's going on? I mean, if there was 2 days, if it went 2 days straight without hearing from him or being berated or attacked or blown up, literally there was no, oh gosh, this is nice. It was what's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? Something big is going to hit the fan. Now I'm constantly looking over my shoulder, constantly picking up my phone. I'm waiting for that, not enjoying the calm. Calm? That's not right. There's no such thing as calm. That means something is wrong. Something's brewing. When you've experienced this for so long, I want to normalize, I want to validate also with some of these thoughts that many of you might relate to. You might be wondering, how will I ever trust anyone after this? I can't trust myself to choose a good partner. What if I'm suspicious of everyone? I'll never be the same. I'm too damaged to have a happy life. This trauma has changed me forever and not in a good way. You might feel like the betrayal and the abuse has fundamentally altered you. And so you might not even know who you are. You might not have any idea of what life can look like in peace and in calm. And how in the world do you even start over? You might feel like the life that you imagined has been shattered. And so the idea of rebuilding is just going to feel way too overwhelming and impossible. And so you're going to have difficulty envisioning the future where you do feel calm, stable, steady, or secure. What does that even look like? Because right now, just 2 days of quiet, calm, and peace feels disheveled. You might be thinking, who would want me? Who in the hell is going to want me after what I have been through? I'm going to be single forever. Never going to feel close to anybody again. Maybe it's my fault. If I had only been different, done different, chose different, this wouldn't have happened. I should have seen the red flags. It feels weird to not be constantly on edge. Something's bad is going to happen because this calm is just too unfamiliar. I don't trust all of this quiet and all of this peace. I don't trust it. I don't think I'll ever feel genuinely happy. What if this is as good as it gets for me? I've completely lost the ability to feel joy. Maybe you're feeling exhausted because you've just been fighting to survive and you don't have the energy to rebuild anything. Safety, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, is going to feel elusive right now. You're going to feel comfortable in hypervigilance, constantly scanning threats and fearful that you won't be able to prevent future harm because you've experienced so much of it. Many of these beliefs and these thoughts, these experiences that I just shared with you, stem from the way that trauma reshaped your brain and your nervous system. Psychologically, trauma can create negative thought patterns and reinforce these feelings of hopelessness and fear and shame. These are protective mechanisms, and all of these have developed over time as you have lived in a constant state of survival. But they also keep you stuck. They also keep you stuck in this cycle of self-doubt and mistrust. I want to normalize, validate these experiences, these thoughts, these beliefs, if any of these resonated with you, and remind you that this is part of your nervous system's adaptation. And it can be empowering when you let it. When your body and your brain are relearning what it means to feel safe and stable, over time, you will begin to experience these moments of peace and true safety when you create it for yourself. I want you to listen to this. I want you to take note of how many of you listening are trying to find this through other people, through other things, and even through your ex. Real moments of peace, stability, and safety is only going to come through you. Your eyes might be still turned away from you, and I want to encourage you to shift your eyes inward towards you because that's where it's going to come from. It is a process. It's a process of reconditioning your nervous system so that you can embrace calm and stability again without the threat of something being wrong with that. Which is why when you jump into dating before reprocessing this, you're going to repeat the same patterns. You might find yourself overreacting or underreacting to certain situations and relationships when you don't process this. Even if your new partner is nicer or gentler, many of you are going to find people, I see it all the time, especially for those naysayers that say there's no good guys out there. There are a lot of people out there that are not gutter partners, right? You had a gutter partner. So you might find someone that's a step above the gutter. It's going to feel nicer. It's going to feel better. I would love to encourage you to set your heights even higher, your standards even greater. When you don't take time to rebuild your sense of self and trust and agency, it's going to be hard to enforce boundaries, and it's going to lead to feeling disempowered all over again. And you're going to recreate those relationship dynamics that felt comfortable in the gutter. So how do we create a new normal? How do we feel normal again? Well, number one, it requires you to put on a new pair of glasses or a new pair of boots. I have an analogy. Strap in. We'll see if this lands. So Scott is a hunter and he has an insane amount of hunting boots, of hiking boots. Even though he will stand there and tell you about how each one of these boots has fit perfectly and how each one supported him on his past hunts, he still has to get a new pair of boots for a big hunt that comes up every year. He is actually on his first moose hunt. these past few weeks. And so, of course, there was a new pair of boots involved in the preparation of this hunt. He wasn't going to put on an old pair, even though they were broken in, they fit, they felt comfy, they were worn out. The tread at the bottom wasn't going to sustain him for where he needs to go on this new hunt, this new mountain, this new hike, this new trek. So he bought a new pair. Well, for a month before the trip, actually, it's more than a month, it's like several months. He puts on this new pair of boots. At first, these new pair of boots, they feel weird. They feel uncomfortable. They're stiff. They're hard. And they're hard for his feet, his body to recognize that these are new and good and will actually be better for him than the old ones. And I swear, as many boots as he has purchased over the last several decades, you would think that this would not be a surprise for his feet every single time. But he walks around and makes comments about how weird they feel from the last pair, how uncomfortable. Maybe it's the wrong size, maybe it's the wrong fit, maybe this, maybe that, until he starts to walk around. It's going to feel weird when you are in new, when you are in healthy, when you are insecure, when you are in stable. It's going to feel weird. Even if it's good, even if it's a better fit, even if it's the boot that's going to get you to the next chapter of your life, the next experience that you want to have, it's going to feel weird. Learning to break away from unhealthy bond, it takes time because the old one, it felt comfortable. Right? Scott's old boot from last year felt comfortable, but it wasn't going to get him where he needed to go. It wasn't the new normal that he needed to be able to accomplish the next chapter, the next hunt. You likewise need to walk around a while in the new normal as well. You need to see why parts of you still second guess the new boot. And I'm air quoting if you're not watching me on YouTube. You need to see what parts are saying, this is weird, this is wrong. You need to see those parts that feel falsely scared of this new healthy normal, wanting to pull you back into that sense of chaos. So one new normal you can start doing is, rather than ignoring your feelings and your body, you can start paying attention. That can be a new normal, and it's going to feel weird. I was meeting with a new client the other day, and even though she's been through years of therapy, she had never learned to actually feel the emotion in her body. She could name it. She's heard of the feelings wheel, right? Lots of therapists gave her the list of emotions, but no one taught her how to identify that in her body and feel it. That's my specialty. She was wigging out. She was like, I don't know how to do that. This feels weird. Yes, it feels weird, but it's healthy. It's good. It's going to help her get to the next chapter for healing. Just like the boot. He needs the new boot to help him on this new hunt. It's good, but it feels weird. It feels stiff. It feels uncomfortable. Maybe rather than allowing others to discount your feelings and body in conversations or relationships, your new normal that might feel really uncomfortable means you remove yourself from that relationship or that conversation. Maybe rather than self-doubt and self-betray, questioning your own knowing and your own truth, that might have felt comfortable. That might have kept you safe in the relationship to question your own knowing and your own truth. Maybe a new normal you can try is setting healthy boundaries for yourself. Start small. Make small, attainable goals so that you can start trusting you, knowing that you will not betray you. Small goals like drinking 8 glasses of water a day, making yourself a healthy meal at least once, going on a walk every morning or in the evening, learning to trust that you will do things for yourself, that you will follow through in these small ways for you can be your new normal. Is it going to be uncomfortable, harder? Yes. Little stiff to lean into? Sure. But is it healthy? Is it a new normal that's going to propel you into the next chapter of your life for your good? Yes. Redefine the relationship for yourself. What does healthy look like for you just right now? What will you allow in your life? What will you not allow in your life? What is okay with you? What is not okay? Do you know what those are? Create a new limit, create new values, create new what's okay, what's not okay. What are some things with you that you want to have in a relationship that feels safe, safe to be vulnerable? What are those new things that you want in your relationship? I love it when I have clients show up that say, you know what? I am never going to allow ABC in my relationship again. I am never going to go to that place again. It's not acceptable. I love it. They have stepped in to determine for themselves what kind of relationship they want. They're creating their new normal in a relationship. We have to voice it. We have to decide it. Does it feel uncomfortable? Yeah. Is it going to be challenged? Sure. The old boot, so to speak, that you might have been wearing is to stay quiet. Just let people walk all over you. Yeah. You know that boot well. It feels comfortable. You've tried it on, you've worn it out. But if you want new normal, what does that look like for you now? What's the new boot? Speaking up, having a voice, being clear, saying no. Is that uncomfortable to say no? Yeah. But is that a new normal? Does saying no when you mean no, as uncomfortable as it is, help you heal, help you move forward, help you create the life that you want? Uncomfortable at first? Yep. Stiff in the delivery, of course, but it's your new normal. What about your new normal for your home environment? Maybe there are things that you did where that old boot way, right, of doing things that you want to shift, that you want to switch up. What's new? How do you want to do dinner different, chores different, cleaning different, parenting different? What does making your home look like right now? What does new normal in your home look like right now? If it's the same space that you were in when you were married, how can you make it new? If the routine in the home is the old boot, how can you make it new? I felt so guilty for having the kids do more around the house and step up more at home when I was a single working mom and working insane hours. It's because I was trying to keep the old boot, right? I was trying to hold on to that old comfortable, but those weren't serving this new life. I needed a new pair of boots. The kids needed to have a list. They were all going to pitch in. They were going to help each other out more. It was uncomfortable for me to ask the kids to help out more. We needed a new normal. We needed to function differently. The old way of me doing everything wasn't going to work. I needed self-care. I needed to heal. And the old way of doing things was ignoring my needs, ignoring my body and my health. I needed a new normal. I needed to make time to work out. I needed to meditate, hike, and date myself. It was super uncomfortable going to the movies alone at first. That wasn't normal, but I wanted a new normal. I wanted to feel comfortable in my own skin and my own body and my own environment with what I choose. Super weird eating in a restaurant alone and walking around the fairgrounds alone, but I wanted to create that new normal for myself. It was better for me, healthier, sturdier, more stable, and a better fit. Don't be scared to hike around in your new normal for a while. You just might like it. Lastly, I just want to mention that acceptance really plays a huge part. For those of you who might be wondering, will I ever feel normal again? Embracing your new reality, including the emotions around it, and start moving forward will help you to be able to see just how much power you have over your life than you may even realize. Sometimes we feel the only way that we can truly experience joy and happiness is with someone else, with the one we wanted it to be or hoped it would be, with a partner. But I just want you to know that your happiness and your peace is not solely based on relationship status. That might have been your old normal, but I want to invite you to consider a new normal. I want to invite you to consider that you can access that peace and that happiness and your own sense of normal independently from how others around you are experiencing life. When we don't embrace this truth, then we live in constant anxiety and fear that someone's going to destroy it. Your pain will exist. Your pain, your discomfort will exist while you are trying on this new boot, while you are trying on this new life, this new normal. But little by little, that pain is going to start to mold into something that is fitting just for you. It's going to fit exactly the way that you need it to fit. And as you keep walking in this new normal, you're going to start walking down new pathways. You're going to take it one step at a time because there's no need to rush. You're going to start to see that you can release and let go, make space for your new normal and all of the truths in it that you want to embrace and take with you. Please know that your capacity for happiness and joy are not limited because of your trauma. They're not. You absolutely have the capacity to feel normal the way in which you deem it to be, and your ability to receive it depends on when you start to become the chooser in it. When you start to choose to put on the new boot and take steps and keep walking and keep walking and keep walking, you will one day turn around and look back and realize you just walked yourself into a new normal. You just walked yourself into healthy. You just walked yourself back towards you. That is my wish for every single one of you listening, because I want each and every one of you to know that you absolutely can create the life that you want. You don't have to live in gutter. You are worth more. My invitation to you this week is to choose one new normal that is going to feel uncomfortable, that's going to feel a little stiff, that's going to feel a little awkward on your foot, so to speak. Pick one new thing that you know is healthy, that you know is going to lead you to healing, that is going to lead you to happy, that is going to lead you back towards you. Choose one thing, try it on, walk around in it this week, and see how it starts to fit. See how it starts to heal. As always, you are the chooser in your life, and you can choose to create the life, the path, the healing that you choose, because you can. Take care, everybody.
I was born to fly and spread these wings and find my own. I am coming home. Today will be the day it all will change. Nothing, no one's in my way. Today will be the day. Today will be the day. I was made to dream that anything can be my own. I have found my home. Today will be the day it all will change. Nothing, no one's in my way. Today will be the day.